Hey y'all, my name's JoJo. If you're new here on this channel, I talk about my life story. I've been to prison twice in 3 different prisons. Addiction recovery, 5 years, June 8th, with no relapse. I'm very proud of that. I simply just tell my story in hopes of helping other people, in which I already have, and I will continue to help in many different ways. If you'd like to stick around, please hit that subscribe button and join. It's free. Help your girl out. Thumbs up the video and join the JoJo's Fan Bam. And if you're a returning OG, welcome back. Thank y'all for always showing up and listening to your girl. I just can't believe it, y'all. So y'all show me so much love, and you know me, I'm here to give it to you real and raw, like I always do. As you could tell by the title, I'm talking about COs, correction officers, that I've came across in the 3 prisons that I've been in. People want to know, what are guards like? What are COs like? Well, I tell people, they're like, oh, before I start my story, hold on. I do not glamorize, glorify, or think I'm big and bad because I've been to prison. No, I'm simply telling my story to help people. So as the title says, I'm talking about correction officers. I get comments a lot. JoJo, what is correction officers like? I'm like, they're like you and I. They're people. You have good ones, bad ones, and very bad ones, and ones that come in to do their job and leave, ones that go by the book. You got different ones, and you gotta realize they are human, but they know what they do. So anyways, correction officers that I came across, I've seen a lot, y'all. I have seen a lot. Some refuse to give toilet paper, pads. And yes, I know, for the people in the back, it's prison. They're supposed to, it's not supposed to be, Holiday Inn or anything. No, it's not. But also, okay, it is prison. People are serving their time for the crime they did. I mean, come on. They got to get treated like dogs too. And I'm not talking, like I said, different prisons, different people, different things go on. I'm sure things go on smooth in some prisons, maybe. I don't know. I'm just assuming. But I know the prisons I was at, I've seen a lot. Like I said, refusing to give toilet paper, pads, because they're having a bad day at home or whatever. Some has came in with hangovers. If you would come up to the bubble, they tell you to get the double toothpicks out of the window. You would ask for grievances or medical slips or anything like that. They wouldn't give them to you. Just all kinds. I'm telling you, the COs is they literally have your day in their hands. And I don't know what that was outside, y'all. Excuse that. They must not know I'm trying to film. Oh my God. I hope that don't bother y'all, that noise. But anyways, what was I saying? Oh, so I've seen COs, favor really pretty women. Some COs, if you literally had to go get I mean, not me personally, not this. I don't think. No, maybe one time I did. Literally, people would have to get someone really young and pretty to go up to the bubble to ask for a box of pads. But you have somebody that, to them, excuse me, Coca-Cola, to them was, it just wasn't their preference. That a woman just left the bubble asking for pads would go and get told no, they don't have any or whatever. Go back to their bunk, and then a young, pretty girl would go up and ask for pads and get a box. Really? That's not right. So that went on. I seen officers one time. I'm not naming no names. We was in a 2-man dorm. My bunkie literally would stay up all night. At first, it was she'd stay up all night talking to him, and the doors are locked at night. Okay, the cell doors are locked. You're not allowed out them cell doors, or they're not allowed to open them cell doors unless it's an emergency. Fire, you're sick, fell out, whatever, or you're a night porter, a night laundry porter. But anyway, when it first started out, they were talking through the door, and and she was showing her like she would sleep in her white t-shirt with no bra on and her underwear, and she would literally have it tied up, in a knot. She was a very pretty girl, and like dancing for him and stuff like that. And you might be asking, JoJo, what'd you do? Well, I mind my own business. If it doesn't affect, listen, if it does not affect me, if you're not not hurting anybody, and you're not bringing me in on it or whatever, as long as I don't want to be brought in on it, it's none of my business. Whatever. I don't see nothing. I turned over and went to bed. But some nights I wasn't in bed and I would see this. Well, one night I woke up and she was not in the cell. Well, I got up to go to the restroom, and I see her out there, because right outside my room was the guard desk. So I could see when I was sitting there using the restroom. I could see, and she was out there at the guard desk all night. Rumors was I didn't see it because I didn't stay up to see it. I didn't care, y'all. I just was there. I wanted to do my time and get the heck home, okay? I have never been the type to get into drama, unless, I've gotten into drama, but not like, hey, come on, let me go find some drama somewhere, you know what I mean? But I'm like, wow, that's crazy. So officers give special favors to, like, say if it's canteen day. And there's certain times you can go to canteen, certain times you can't. Well, you would see girls already got back from canteen and it not even open yet for us. But she's already back from canteen. Just stuff like that. I've seen officers in Florida on Chicken Day. Okay, they would call it stealing from the chow hall. You're not stealing something that's on your own tray. So on Chicken Day, a lot of people would, or a lot of inmates would take their chicken and wrap it up and put it in, hide it to take it back to the dorm to make a concoction out of it. Well, there was an officer that he thrived on Chicken Day because he knew he was going to humiliate a bunch of people, because people still tried it even though they knew he was at the door waiting to, because they pat you down. Every time you go into chow hall, you go in, when you come out, they pat you down for fruits, whatever, you know what I mean? Yeah, and this officer would like to embarrass you if you got caught. He would make you take the chicken, hold it up, both hands, walk the fence, and do that. So that the same officer would make racial slurs to not only color, but the sexual preference. Yeah. And then we had some officers that liked to spit their chewing tobacco to see how far, like, have a contest to who could spit it the farthest, to see if when we was lined up for chow, be walking by, they would line us up for chow, and it would be you and somebody else, and then on down like that. So in twos. As you was walking, they would be on the side spitting, and you would literally have to, it was like dodgeball, but spit, what would you call that? Spitball or something? I don't know. But yeah, and sometimes it would literally get on inmates' shoes or clothes, and they thought that was funny. So yeah, I seen correction officers real ratchet and ghetto. Like if you, they would be talking to you, you know, like, and ready to take off their uniform and beat the crap out of you or something. Them type of officers. Like I said, y'all, they're people, and I don't know them big words that I don't know. I can explain the type of people these people are. I know these people, they must not be in charge at home, and when they go to work, they're in charge of something. You know what I mean? Yeah, and they take that that goes to their head. Officers would always watch every woman shower. Yes. In Florida, the officer bubble was in the middle, or it was in the beginning of, or the front of the room. It was a big dorm with about 150 women. Bunk beds, well, racks, bunk bed racks, and then single beds in the middle. And the officer bubble would be at the beginning. Well, say this is the officer's bubble right here. Like right back this way was the showers. And they could see you go to the potty, and they could see you shower. Yes, ma'am. Sir. That's my dog, her nails. Hi, baby. But every time I'm filming, y'all, she looks at me like I'm crazy. Like, Mom, who are you talking to? I love you. But yeah, I just get these comments a lot, and I wanted to talk about, like, to confirm, like, this is how officers are. You have officers that they are so nice and caring. Like, they'll ask you, you know, if you want to tell them, you know, what brought you here, and, you know, what do you plan on doing when you get out, and stuff like that. Not too many of them, but there is some that are out there and that I've ran across. I'm just trying to think of some of the horrible things that I've seen happen when it comes to officers. Oh, in Florida, when I was there, you could smoke, and inmates would just flick their cigarette butts in the yard. So there literally was, the officers would pick a bunch of women, like nobody was assigned to it, but they would pick different women that they didn't necessarily like, to pick up cigarette butts. And check this out, if there wasn't no cigarette butts, they would literally get a rock and show you the size of the rock and tell you, you pick up rocks this size. Not no smaller, not no bigger. Yes, I promise you. For 30, 45 minutes, inmates out there trying to find rocks. Yes. And I found out the reason why two of the officers did that and why they would make them stay out there so long is because they didn't want to go in the dorm yet. So they were, doing, I don't know, pretending to pick up cigarette butts, but they were making them pick up rocks. Now, some of you might be wondering, well, if this officer is doing this to somebody and the other officer sees that, wouldn't he tell on him? You got to remember, a lot of these officers, they're co-workers, they work together, they're buddies. In Florida, there was a lot of buddies. Like, these guys hung out with each other, ate at each other's home, would eat dinner at each other's homes, go out partying, so they were buds. So that's why a lot of stuff went unknown. If you file a grievance on one of them, because you have some of them inmates, they'll file a grievance on a doctor, a nurse, a CO, whatever, for not getting their mail. They'll file a grievance for the mailroom. But you got to remember, them grievances, they have to go into an officer's hands first, then passed on. And you can do a grievance, but is it going to make it to the investigations office? No, it's not. It's not. Yeah. So that's why when the warden decides to walk around with his or her posse, the warden everybody tries to say, did you get my grievance? Tries to not attack like physically, but like, did you know this or this or this? And yeah, that's why the prisons I was at, you didn't see the warden too much. That's for sure. You met the warden when you first went in, and maybe, I don't know, once a month, once every month and a half, he or she would come out and walk the compound. But yeah, y'all, there's been correction officers that's gotten women pregnant. There's even a correction officer that, in Lowell Correctional Institution in Florida, it's the women's largest prison in the nation. So it's a huge compound, y'all, huge. There is a youth offender boot camp on that compound that houses 14 to 18 year olds, or I think you can be even 20, up to 20 years old. But it's usually, when I was there, it was housed with a lot of 14, 15 year olds. There was an officer, and I'm not going to get in depth or anything like that with this story, but you can look it up. There was an officer charged with being a chomo. So doing that to them kids, yes. Lowell Correctional Institution. Check it out if you don't believe me. Or if you want to, get in depth on it or whatever. But yeah. So these officers, there's some officers, man, they just think they could do anything and everything to you because you're a piece of, and they can't rule at home, or they don't have no whatever, at home. They got to come, and I don't know, it makes them feel, like I'm that one, you know what I mean? That's how I see it anyways. Now, a lot of stuff didn't happen to me, and I had some things happen to me, but your girl, I already know because of listen, I'm very, very, very street smart, y'all. Might not have no school education. I mean, I have some, but I'm very street smart, common sense. And in today's society, my opinion, don't come after me in the comments, but today's society, you got to have more common sense than you do any degree. Okay, if you got a degree of common sense, you got some. You can make it. Anyways, I didn't get in their face, except for the time that I was made to get in the officer's face because he picked me to call mail. I didn't even want to call mail. He even nicknamed me Gator. I didn't want to call mail, but I had to because he chose me to call mail. But yeah, I just, it's ridiculous that officers can just do anything they want to an inmate. Like they can make stuff up, and they have done that. So I just wish they would, get it together in these prison systems. And I'm not saying people, no, don't feel sorry for no one in prison, because hey, they did the crime and they're paying the time. But there is good people that make bad decisions that's now in prison, and now they're even, they're doing their time, but they got to deal with that too. You know what I mean? Like, really, I can't even get no toilet paper because I'm an older woman or I'm overweight or whatever, but a little young girl that's, got a nice body and really pretty can go up and get pads, but I can't. Stuff like that. It needs to stop. But anyway, y'all, I don't want to drag this video out, but that's how COs are. Good ones, bad ones, very bad ones, and the bad ones, they will get caught because the truth will come to the light, is what I'm saying. You'll eventually get caught. Everything good must come to an end, and it does. But anyways, I love y'all. If you made it this far, let's do a purple heart. Purple heart. Please don't forget to like this video, share it, comment what you like to see next. I know I want to do some recipes with y'all. And also, let me know if I go live on YouTube. I've never been live on YouTube, y'all. Would y'all come and join? So let me know. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. I think it's, maybe right here. It's free. Help your girl out. Remember, be kind to yourself. Take care of yourself. Give somebody a compliment. You never know what they're going through. You might make their day, save their life. Until next time, y'all, I love y'all, and I'll see you back here again. Bye.